Welcome back to my channel, Hog Wizard. Today we're going to be doing a review on the Dakota Digital Gauges. Haven't been able to make a video for about a week now. It's been raining like crazy down here in South Florida. But today, it's a Sunday, it's a beautiful day. We're going to go out for a ride, and I'm going to talk to you guys about the Dakota Digital Gauges, what I like, what I don't like. Do I think you should buy it? Is it worth the money? And my experiences with it. So here we go. Let's get out of here. Go to the road. So a little bit of history. My YouTube channel name is Hog Wizard. It's a new channel. For those of you that are new, uh, welcome. For those of you that are subscribed, welcome back. If you're not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, like, give it a thumbs up. That way, and of course, hit the bell notification icon so you're notified every time that I come out with a new video. I'll be doing videos, reviews, and everything motorcycle related. All right, so I bought these gauges about a year and a half ago. Man, these gauges have been great to me. I have so many stories with with gauges. They have saved my ass, potentially out of being stranded on the side of the road. For the money you pay for these gauges, they're a little over $1,000. I gotta say these gauges are great compared to stock gauges like regular needle gauges. They do give you a lot of information, and you have control to fully customize the gauges to any color you want, any pattern you want, any the display pattern. You can have the head temperature or oil temperature sensor in a different area. I mean, guys, this is like it gives the user you total control of the gauges, and you do that through an application for Android or iOS, and you have total control of these gauges. Now, like everything else, there's good things and bad things about it. The good things outweigh the bad, in my opinion. But like you might be seeing in the video right now, I have the sunlight is directly behind my back, and I have my smoke visor on my helmet, and it's hard to read the the numbers. It's hard to read what's going on in these gauges. They do have this thing where they change colors. It goes to like a white, all white, to help you read them in direct sunlight. The truth is that if it's really sunny and the sun is on your back, most likely you won't be able to read them. You have to move your head around a little bit to try to catch that angle to be able to see them. If you're wearing polarized sunglasses or polarized visors, you will not be able to see them. You might be able to see like half of, like, or let's say the speedometer. I'm going 40 miles an hour right now. You might be able to see that, but it's hard to see. But having said that, it's not that big of a deal. You can still see them. It can get a little annoying sometimes. Sometimes what I have to do is put my hand over the gauges to protect it from sunlight a little bit so I can see what's going on, but it's rare for me to do that. It's a lot of traffic for a Sunday. So the way I have mine set up, I have the original colors. I guess you can call the original colors, which will be at night it's white and red, and during the day everything is red except the RPM and the fuel bar. Now this gauges will give you a bar for fuel, like a quarter tank, three quarters of a tank, half a tank, and it will also give you a percentage of fuel. I think that's pretty neat because you can kind of look at both and make a decision by looking at both fuel uh, readings. So with my setup, the way I set mine up, On the right hand corner, I have voltage and fuel percentage. On the left hand side, I have oil temperature and head temperature. Now, with Harley Davidson, you don't get those readings, oil temperature and head temperature. You don't get those readings, but it's kind of nice to have them with these gauges because you can see what's going on with your engine. You can see how hot your engine is running. If you know if it goes too high, then you probably know that, hey, let me just see what's going on, or let me take a break, let the bike cool off for a little bit. It's it's really hot. So it's kind of nice to have that. Then on the main cluster, which is where the speed will be down here, um, the way I have it set up, I have all the information I need just by looking at the gauges. I got my tire pressure, I got the time, the outside temperature, I have my fuel bar, my digital speed, and on the other side I have my RPM on the bar, and I have my RPM digitally too. So I'm able to see digital RPM and regular RPM like an old style bar. I also have my mileage and my tire pressure on this side. Actually, it's on this side, not on the left. And I'll tell you a quick story about what happened to me when I was riding. I'm in the motorcycle club that should not be named for now. Maybe in the future I'll be naming my motorcycle club. Um, but we were riding on the pack, and we rode on the shoulder of the highway because the traffic was really bad. There was an accident. So we go from the shoulder, back to the highway, and what I noticed was that my tire pressure was dropping on my rear tire. So I found it weird. So I thought maybe it was a glitch on the gauges, and I didn't pay attention to it until I started seeing that it kept dropping from 40 to 39, then 38, then 37, and this was like in 1 minute increments. The air pressure was dropping, and eventually it dropped low enough that the bike gave me a low tire warning. But at that time, but by the time that the light came on for the low tire pressure, I already knew what was going on. See, with my old gauges that came with this bike, for you to see your tire pressure, you had to go in your settings on your infotainment screen, or you had to go down here below and click your button right here on the by the clutch side to be able to look at your tire pressure. But because I have it displayed on my gauge at all times, I was able to catch it in a split of a second because I'm riding and I'm looking down at my gauges and I'm checking every gauge to make sure that I don't have any issues. So to me, that was a game changer, man. To me, that was we pulled over, and I had a couple of my brothers help me out, patch a tire, and they told me, "How do you know you had a flat?" And I was like, "Well, I was looking at my gauges, and it was telling me that the rear tire was dropping air. It was going from 40 to 39, 38. If I had the stock gauges on this bike, it would have gotten to the point where by the time you get the low tire pressure warning, you're already so low that all you have to do is pull over. You have no other choice. But with my gauges, I was able to identify the problem way before I had barely 15, 20 pounds on my tire. And I mean, to me, it was easy. We just pulled over and patched it. But like I said, guys, they do give you a lot of information. These gauges are amazing. Customer service is top notch. And I want to say that I'm in no way, shape, or form being sponsored by Dakota Digital Gauges. I paid for these gauges with my own money about a year and a half ago, and I have put about 10 to 15,000 miles on these gauges. About 10,000 miles on these gauges. And I can tell you they have been phenomenal. Everybody, it gives your bike that custom look. Anywhere you pull over, when you pull to a spot, people are going to be like, they're going to be looking at your bike, especially at night when this gauges really come to life, and you can customize it in any color you want. They really pop. When you turn the bike off, it's completely dark. You don't see anything. It gives your bike that custom look. So to me, I do recommend these gauges. They are expensive. I think they like like everything motorcycle related, especially electronics. I think it's ridiculous the prices you gotta pay nowadays, but it is what it is. If you have the money, get them. You're not gonna be disappointed. If if you don't have the money, there's other options that I've seen on the internet, cheaper, for like 800 bucks. That never gets old. So like I was saying, the gauges are expensive. I know that they are, if I'm not mistaken, 1,400, 1,500 out of the top of my head. I don't remember exactly how much money the gauges were, but man, I love these gauges. It gives my bike that custom look that I want. It's got plenty of information, plenty of information. One thing I'm going to say about getting the oil temperature and head temperature. When you buy the gauges, it comes with a sensor. It looks like a drain plug, and ultimately that's what it is. But it's got a cable that runs uh, from the oil pan area up to the gauges. For you to be able to get the oil temperature and head temperature, you will have to install that drain plug that acts like a sensor. It's not rocket science. It's really simple. It replaces your stock drain plug, and you're gonna have that information right there on display on the fly. And like I said, you can customize these gauges up and down. You can put what information you want to be displayed on the gauges, so you're not stuck with one display and you're like, oh, I gotta click in here and then go to the other side to be able to see what's going on with the temperature. No, guys, this is completely customizable. You choose what you want to do, and you choose what you want the gauges to show. It's been about a year and a half of owning the gauges, and the only bad thing that I mentioned before was the when the sun is too strong and it's coming from the back behind you, you will notice that the gauges kind of go away for a little bit. It's not a big deal when you're wearing polarized sunglasses or polarized visors on your helmets. It will be hard. It's going to be hard to see. You're going to be able to see, but it will be hard to see at times, and that's due to the visor or sunglass being polarized. It's really windy down here, so it looks like we got a hurricane coming, which is weird because we're in December. But so yeah, guys, I do read the comments that you guys put on. If you got any, this channel is about anything motorcycle related. So if you have any ideas, concerns, comments, just go ahead and drop a comment in the section below. I do read them. I'll get back to you. Give me ideas on what I can do. Like I said, this is a new channel. I'm kind of getting the hang of things, but I want to bring you guys good content, quality reviews, non-biased. Nobody's paying me to do anything. A lot of the reviews that I will be doing on my motorcycle and showing you guys are parts that I have installed and that I believe are top of the line, good quality parts that you guys might be interested in knowing how it works or just getting a second opinion. I know there's a lot of videos on these gauges on the internet. A lot of people get paid for it. So you want somebody that's going to give you an honest review. Are they worth it? The gauges are not for everybody. Some people say I will not pay that much money for gauges, and that's understandable. There's cheaper options, like I said before, on the internet. I don't remember the name of the company, but there's alternatives to the Dakota Digital Gauges that you can buy for 800, 700 that ultimately will give you the same information and it will be the same thing, just a little different, but it will be digital. But some people, I have talked to some of my brothers from my club, and believe it or not, some people like the old school needle type gauges, um, and that's fine. I did like them for a while, and then I got my gauges, and man, I've been loving it ever since. It's different. But having said that, guys, like, subscribe, comment, help my channel out. You guys will give me the motivation that I need to continue doing what I do. Also, guys, I want to do a quick shout out to my boy Rick Nasty. He's got a channel on YouTube, a podcast where he talks about everything motorcycle related, motorcycle club. His content will be about motorcycle clubs, how to behave, anything you can imagine. Go check him out. You can find him in YouTube, Not Classy with Rick Nasty. Great content. He's one of my brothers. Go check him out. Give him support. Until the next one, guys.